Hi, welcome to my channel. My name is Aurelia. I'm so excited to see you today. Today's video is going to be a fall 2020 trend report. If you are new to my channel, the content that I provide here is all around style and fashion for the plus-size mature woman. I am a firm believer that life is way too short to live without style. I post 1 to 2 times a week, so if you enjoy my content, please make sure to hit the subscribe button and the notification bell so that you don't miss anything here. If you are a returning friend, welcome back. I'm so happy to see you again. I know it may seem frivolous to talk about the fall 2020 fashion trends, but honestly, I think that we all need a little bit of escape, and this is my way of doing it. I thought that I would focus on some of the fashion trends by category and help to kind of spark some thought around what you might already have in your closet that fits these trends so that you don't have to go out and get something new, but I will have some things linked in the description bar down below just in case you want to go shopping. I am going to tackle this in the form of categories. I am not going to make this a fashion trends do's and don'ts type of video. I decided, you know what, I'm going to tell you what is trending and leave it up to you to decide what it is that you want to wear, because frankly fashion is meant to be fun, and yeah, you can do whatever you want where that is concerned. So anyway, let's go ahead and dive in. The first category that I wanted to talk about are prints. Prints are big this year, although surprisingly, plaid was not on the trending list or was not really seen as much as it has been in previous years. Instead, plaid has decided to take a back seat and has allowed his sister polka dot to take over. Polka dots are huge this fall. They were everywhere on the runways. And as you can see, I am also sporting polka dots. I love dots. I think that they are a lot of fun. It's a great pattern. It's a classic pattern. Something that I mostly associated with summer, but you know, if they're saying go ahead and wear it in the fall and winter, then yeah, why not? Not to mention the fact that you can wear it whenever you want. You don't have to follow the fashion trends, but it just gives me an excuse to pull out my polka dots and buy some polka dot stuff. I got this from the Nordstrom anniversary sale and I've been loving it. Another print that of course is classic and has been prevalent in the last few years is leopard print. And I will never ever get tired of leopard print. I love leopard print. I think it is a great print to wear. I think that it is very flattering. It is universal, and as long as you're picking it in the traditional neutral tones, it is actually a fabulous print to have in your wardrobe because it will go with everything that you have in your wardrobe, no matter what color you pair it with, because leopard print is made primarily of neutrals. Those are the two prints that really stood out in my mind as far as like what I saw as in the fashion trends. Moving on to textures. There were all kinds of textures on the runway this year. There was feathers, faux fur, leather, patent leather. I mean, there's just all kinds of different textures. I'm going to touch on 3. Patent leather. Patent leather is a fabulous texture. I love it because it's shiny and it looks really dressy without trying too hard. Now, what they were showing on the runways was more along the lines of skirts and coats and things like that. If you have a patent leather coat, now is the time to pull it out because it is trending pretty hard. I am probably going to participate in the trend via shoes and bags. That is an easy way for you to participate in the trend without having to go full on into the trend. The other texture that I really like for the fall is leather. Leather is amazing. I think that leather is a quintessential fall and winter textile, and it just really gives me the super dressy fall feels. You know what I mean? If you've got faux leather leggings, if you've already got a leather skirt or a faux leather skirt, or if you've got pants or jackets, things of that nature, pull them out because of course they are very hot for the fall. The other textile that I wanted to mention is anything shiny or sparkly. We saw a lot of sequins on the runway this year. It seems like it is a wearable textile in any situation. It doesn't just have to be a dressy situation. So if you've got anything sparkly and shiny and you want to wear it, by all means, go ahead. I think that it is a fun textile. It's going to be fun to play with in different scenarios. So moving on to color, there were so many colors on the runway for fall, and I'm not talking about your standard plums, burgundies, mustards, oranges, things like that. The rainbow was out for the fall, so I'm talking about things like a bright poppy red or a very bright lighter orange. Also, there were a whole bunch of nudes in the mix. Blush tones, pinky nudes, beigey nudes. If you like those blushy tones and consider them a new neutral, at least I do, start grabbing them and bringing them into your wardrobe. The other color that is trending really heavily this fall is blue. Any shade of blue, from light blue, true blue. It was the Pantone color of the year, so that's probably why we're seeing so much of it, and it makes me truly happy because I think blue in the last few years has been an underrated color, and so it is nice to see it out in the mix now. The other color that is trending really heavily are greens, and more specifically olive green and forest green. Olive green is a neutral in my opinion. You can wear it with everything and it's gonna look fantastic. Forest green, on the other hand, is a deeper, cooler green, but still very beautiful. And I love that forest green is making a comeback. I think that it is an underrated color. It goes well with most complexions, and I think that it is just a really pretty and fresh green that we haven't seen in a while. As far as neutrals, the game has changed a little bit for them as well, because in previous years we have seen a lot of like warmer neutrals in the camel, ivory, warm browns. All of those are still going to be stylish, but neutrals in the fall have taken a slightly different turn. Like I mentioned, the nudes are really trending pretty hard, but also I've noticed that brown is more in the chocolate range, and camel isn't quite as prevalent, although toffee is around, which is a slightly different tone of camel. And we also have ivory, which is never going to go out of style. We have grays that are getting into the mix, any kind of gray from dark to light, as well as silver, which is a form of gray in my opinion, but it's a metallic. As far as neutrals are concerned, for me, I'm more of a gray kind of person, so it's really nice to see that grays are making a comeback. I never let the fashion trends stop me from wearing something, by the way, and you shouldn't, but just know that it is something that was seen widely on the runway. As far as jewelry goes, there are only 3 words to describe it: bold, bolder, and boldest. Chains. Chains were everywhere, as well as pearls. Those are the 2 standouts in my mind, and the bigger and bolder the better. So if you've got some pearl earrings that are in a unique shape, any kind of fresh take on pearls I think is very hot right now, as well as the bold chunky chain. You know, I have been wearing the one that I bought from Express to death, which I love, and I cannot get enough of it, and I think that it is a fantastic accessory to pick up if you're interested in the trend, and or if you have any chains, any bigger chains in your jewelry box right now, go ahead and pull them out because they are trending really well. Next category are bags. We saw all kinds of different shapes and sizes of bags. There's a really huge movement right now to very geometric type bags, like box bags, bags that are shaped like triangles, bags that are shaped like cylinders, bags that are shaped like balls. In addition to the hobo bag, the hobo is making a comeback. It's a slouchier bag. It is definitely more casual, but definitely a lovely bag. Then we also have the small bag, which things like this, the La Chiquita from Jacquemus, or any of those types of bags, they're not very practical, so I wouldn't recommend that you try those, but maybe doing a small structured bag as an alternative, which kind of plays into the tiny bag, and that's a little bit more wearable. At least that's what I'm going to do. Then you have velvet bags. Velvet bags are awesome. If you love to go vintage shopping, you can come across a lot of really beautiful velvet bags. It's not just for formal events. You can sport them at all times, just depending on how you style it. So have a lot of fun with the velvet bag. The last category that I wanted to cover off on is the silhouette. We have a lot of emerging trends that are slightly different. The first one that I wanted to talk about is what I call the mashup, and it is essentially taking 2 different styles and bringing them together. The one that comes to mind, if you watched my $20,000 dream online cart, I showed something from Eleven Honore. I can't remember the designer name off the top of my head, but it was a mashup between a sweater dress and a pleated dress. It was a sweater dress that essentially had a pleated cutout in it. And I thought that that was very interesting because you're mixing two different styles. It just so happens that that was very prevalent on the runways this year. Another trend that is slightly different from what we've seen in the past are skirt suits, which I think are fabulous. If you have some place to wear a skirt suit, like a business presentation or something like that, it reminds me a lot of the 80s though, because we are looking at skirt suits that aren't your typical pencil skirt with a blazer. It is actually a fuller skirt with a blazer, and it kind of lends back to the early 80s or maybe even the late 70s when that was a prevalent style that was out there. I can totally see them styled with some knee-high boots. You would look really kind of retro chic in that kind of a skirt suit. Off the shoulder is another trend that is kind of, it was here and then it kind of left and it's back. Who wouldn't want to show off the shoulders? The shoulders are actually on any woman is one of the most beautiful and sexiest parts of the body. So definitely emphasize those shoulders and wear your off shoulder or one shoulder articles of clothing. So those are the trends that I wanted to talk about as far as trend report go. There are still quite a few, but these are the ones that I wanted to highlight for you today. I would implore you not to spend a lot of money on these because you want to be stylish, not trendy. Trends are good to incorporate into your wardrobe, but not necessarily something that you want to wear head to toe on a regular basis. Always look at your closet first to see if you've got anything that fits these trends in a way that's very wearable for you. I will have another video for you right here in case you are interested in watching more of my content. Thank you as always so much for watching. I truly appreciate it. Remember to live your life filled with confidence, grace, and style. I will see you in my next upload. Bye.